Hey, hello, and welcome to the show. We're here once again. It's time for that thing right there. It says it. It's JP's product pick of the week. That's me, JP. Here we are in my workshop. Here I've got all of my previous product picks of the week. I think we're at number 53 this week. Can you believe it? And I'm excited to get down to it. So first thing I want to do is send you over here. If you head on over to that URL that appears on screen, it's going to take you to this product page. It's going to give you a 50% discount. All you have to do is point something at this QR code, a camera of some kind, or head to this URL. It's product 1958, product 1958, and head on over there. You're going to get the 50% off discount. Unbelievable. During the live stream only, so during this broadcast, about the next, 25 minutes or so. Put it in your cart and check out. You can order a maximum of 10 of them. So we've gone in a backwards order, so now let's track back even further to when Lady Ada first announced this product, and then we'll dig into a bit of a demo. So take it away, Lady Ada.
Adafruit Radio. This is a Scilabs 4713 FM transmitter chip. This is a teeny little chip that can do a lot. It's an FM transmitter, and it can also do RDS, which is the radio data service that runs over FM. So there's FM stereo. There's actually a really nice FM stereo job, and I'll have a demo for it shortly. And it just takes audio in, and using I2C, you can connect to a microcontroller. We have Arduino code. You can port it to another microcontroller, and then you send it commands to tell it what FM station you want to transmit on. You tell it the kilohertz, or megahertz, and then you can also use RDS, which is the way that sometimes if you're in a car, like it'll say like the station name and the song that's playing, so it allows you to send that data. So I don't have a pocket radio that has RDS. It's rare for pocket radios to have it. But we have, on the tutorial, I show how to use a SDR radio to get that data. So you can transmit any data you want over FM and have it show up. So over here I have an MP3 shield, and it's connected to the FM radio, and I have a little antenna here. And I'm just playing audio through it, and last I checked this was working, so hopefully it's still working. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But it just connects over I2C, and so yeah, it's just playing audio off of the micro SD card. And the audio is coming out of the MP3 shield and into here. And this is going to go over there. Okay. And over here I have a FM radio. And let me see if I can get this to work. So it's tuned into 101.5, which is the radio station that this is transmitting on. But it is transmitting audio.
Yeah, you can hear it.
And it's playing the Ada bot theme. So yeah, you can use any FM receiver to receive audio, and it sends it in stereo, so that's like lovely. It only
So you're going to tune into it? Is that what you're doing?
I did. Now I'm turning it off because it's loud, disruptive. But yeah, you just tune in over FM. And it even says like you have full bars signal and you have stereo as well.
Okay.
I can turn it back up again.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's
my demo. It works over FM. So actually, that's how we do the testing. We actually have this radio, and you listen in.
Oh, really?
While it plays audio through it, so you can make sure that it's actually a fun tester because you put it down on the tester and then you listen for like audio music coming through on the pocket radio.
Okay. All right. And with that,
make your own pirate radio station.
Yeah.
Well, I like that idea. I want to make my own private pocket FM pirate radio station. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to head over to my mystery cabinet of super drawers and get one. Hang tight for 1 second. I said super drawers. I'm back. Hey, and here it is. This is my product pick of the week. It is the FM Radio Breakout. This is a really cool little gizmo. I'd never used it before. I wish I had a long time ago when I was doing more escape room stuff, because it's perfect for that. In fact, I'll show you a little demo geared towards that. But this is, I believe it's a Scilabs or Silicon Labs chip. And if you head on over to the product page, let's jump right over there. First of all, if I refresh this, we should see that price drop. So it's half off right now. You can get a maximum of 10 of these in case you got big plans. Perhaps you're doing something with a Halloween haunt. It would be pretty cool to have people tune into a particular station or stations, and this can do that. The broadcast range is about 30 feet. If you head to the product page, you can take a look at some of the details on it, and then click on the link to head over to the main guide. And the main guide will give you a little info on the pinout and how to use the thing, how to wire it up and use it. And we've got some example codes for using an Arduino, using it in Arduino code or using it in CircuitPython. Essentially, it operates over I2C. So your library and code on your microcontroller are going to tell the broadcast chip on here things like power and frequency that it's broadcasting at, and it allows you to then even change those things while you're broadcasting. But then the actual audio source is going to be plugged right into this little stereo jack you got right here, a little 3.5 millimeter stereo jack. And then that audio will get broadcast over FM, which is really cool. If you click on the downloads section of the guide on the last page, you'll find the data sheet as well as a programming sheet from Silicon Labs, and you can dive into some of the info there. One important spec is the frequency range that's supported, which is 76 megahertz to 108. Is it megahertz? I always get these things wrong. They're saying megahertz right there. I think that's right. So 76 to 108. So depending on where you are in the world, you may have some portion of that on your FM dial. And let's see. What I want to do next, actually, is jump into my little downshooter here, where you can see one that I've already got wired up. So you can see here I just have a ground and power running from my microcontroller. I'm using a Feather NRF52, no, not NRF52, a Feather RP2040. The RP2040 is powering it, so I've got power and ground, and then I have a reset pin and the I2C, so serial clock and data. And that's all we need. In fact, I think the reset pin might not always be strictly necessary, but I used it since we have that in our example code and in our guide. So what have I got going on here? I'll pan out just a little bit here for a second. I don't know if I'll refocus. But you can see here I have a little gizmo that's a small Eurorack pod that's using a radio music from Music Thing Modular, which allows me to essentially play back WAV files from an SD card, but I can tune them in like radio stations to sort of further the metaphor and pick different tracks that I want to play or starting points on those tracks. And I'm running it through a little effects processor, and then I'm running its output to my little FM breakout. So now behind me here, you can see I put up some stuff to hide some of the distractions. You can see I've got a little AM/FM radio with its antenna. My antenna coming off of you can see it jiggling around there, coming off of the breakout is this little wire. I'm just going to hang that to get a nice signal. And then I currently have this tuned into, I think it's 103 roughly, which is what I'm broadcasting at. So what I'll do is, let me turn up the volume on my radio, and you should hear that mixed in, and let me know if the mix is bad. I've got a mic on there.
4, 2, 6, 0.
So you can see I've got, or you can hear rather, I've got a little sort of numbers station type of thing playing right now. It's a real radio. And you can hear I got a nice clean signal on my FM coming off of the little breakout. I'll go and sort of change which file I'm playing here.
To reach one another. Those who are selfish will change.
So you can see I'm keeping the radio tuned where it was, but now I'm playing different audio.
56 degrees. 56 degrees.
So you can tell that's
Cloudy.
a file that I'm playing, and in fact,
Also useful.
what you'll be able to do with this is kind of anything you want to the audio. So now I've got it, you can hear this as sort of a clean signal coming through, and I'm just going to check on Discord to make sure people can hear that. Yes, sounds good, okay. So what I'm going to do is now process this through a little sort of delay box. I'll turn that up. Okay, so you can get the idea. You can do some spooky stuff. You can do some sort of escape room types of things. In fact, one thing I wanted to show here is, let me tune this back in. I'm going to give it a clean signal, but I'm going to tune it back into something that we can discern.
Or advises saving capital for emergencies.
Okay.
Changed.
So now what I'm going to do, let me
Includes
turn that down for a
itself.
second while I show you the
Okay.
code. I'm going to bring up CircuitPython code that I have here. And where do you go? There you are. So in the code, I'll jump back in a second and take a look at this, but I just want to show you this demo. Right now I have just a very simple thing set up, which is it's going to play for 3 seconds, or 6 seconds rather, on the initial frequency, so 103, 103.3 FM. After 6 seconds, it's actually going to change itself, and I'm going to tune it down to 90.3. So I'm going to turn this up, we're going to play, we should hear it play, and then after about 6 seconds, we're going to get static, or if there's some other radio station I'm picking up, but this is more powerful than whatever I'm picking up locally. So we'll hear it change, then I'm going to retune the dial down to 90, and we'll hear our same audio get picked up, this robot voice or computer voice. So let me turn this up.
Some telling what she'd seen while traveling around the world.
Now I'm going to
Mrs.
resave.
Cunningham mentioned the camels in Japan. Mr. Cunningham
So it started
said,
broadcasting.
you must mean the camels
A
in
couple
Egypt.
seconds later, it's going to go out.
Going on.
Now I'm going to retune.
Lands and ocean. Earth's flat.
And there it is again. Oh, not as good a
Even those
reception
with
there.
leaves.
So you can imagine
Pheasants.
that you
Right.
could have this happen programmatically. You could have it changing at random intervals. You could use buttons, just a simple button press to switch the frequency, which is really cool for escape room types of things where you maybe want someone to solve a problem, and then once they've solved it, you can start broadcasting at a particular frequency and then maybe change that to a different one to give a different clue. So a lot of really neat possibilities there, as well as with about a 30-foot range, you could set one of these up in your lawn or on your porch for a haunt, and when people drive up to see your Halloween display or for trick-or-treating, you could have a sign that tells them to tune into a particular station and get some sort of spooky music that you wanted to play, or other creepy messages. So that's just an idea of the kind of things you can do. If we look at the code here, this is from our basic demo that we have. I've cleaned it up, just reduced some of the options in here for running it on different boards. But this is essentially, the key thing is importing this library, the Adafruit SI 4713 library. Then we're setting the frequency. We're telling this to start up I2C bus. We are then instantiating the object here, SI4713 gets created on the I2C line. Then we tell it what frequency we're going to be broadcasting on, as well as the power. And that's almost all that it takes. There's now configuration that happens if you want to do the RDS, and that's kind of the other piece of this. The RDS is the Radio Data Service, I think it stands for, but it is how you end up with some info on your usually car stereo display that tells you the artist and song. Now, I can't do that in here because, just like Lady 8, I don't have a sort of pocket radio or portable radio that has that. But what I did is I went into my Jeep earlier and recorded something. And I want to actually do this. This is a first. Let's see if this actually works. I prepared a Instagram post earlier and I've just posted it right now, and it looks like it's posted. So what I'm going to do is head on over to my browser and check out the Adafruit Instagram, and we'll see that demo play. We might not be able to hear it. Sometimes that'll cause echoes and issues. But let's see, Instagram, and let me go to the Adafruit one, not mine. And let me bring that up. Okay, so here you can see, this is the post I just put up there, and I'm not logged in. Let's see, do I have a better way to do so? Well, one thing is you can see it right there, right? Let me zoom way in. You can see on that one image, whoops, I'll show you it on my phone, how about? Let me go to the down shooter, that'll do it. I didn't want to give it away earlier, so let's move our demo, and that'll work like that. Okay, let's pop back to the down camera. You can see here, it's gonna loop. Okay, so we start out. I'm on FM 103.1, I think. You'll hear this if you go to the Adafruit Instagram. I'm playing some little synthesizer music over it. And now when I press my info button on my radio, it says Adafruit Goth Radio. And that's, again, that's the demo code has that there. But you can change what your, I believe, station name and whatever the secondary piece of info you want is called, song name or something like that. So that's, you can go check that out in stereo over on Instagram if you check that out. But let's see, has anyone any questions? Let's see, radio data system, as Dave Odessa says, that's what that is. Hi, Dave. Hi, Johnny Bergdahl, nice to see you. And yeah, Saltima mentions neighbors are shaking their radios, not understanding what's going on. Right, you got to be careful with this stuff so you don't get the FCC knocking on your door. But this power level, you don't need a license to do this, so you can set up a very small pirate radio station, which is pretty cool. Let me see what's happening over on our Discord. Doctor says if you have multiple set up together, you could have it jump between radios in a haunted house. Each module talks to one radio. You could have blank audio sent to the ones you want to be quiet. Oh yeah, really neat. I mean, just consider the possibilities. You've got a microcontroller telling this what broadcast frequencies to send on. If you pair this with something like the Music Maker Featherwing, you could also be playing the audio right on the same device. You know, what I have here is sort of external. You could have a tape recorder or a CD or something like that, or your phone's headphone out if you have such a thing. But if you use something like SD card based WAV files or MP3s running on CircuitPython, and you have that audio out going to the audio in through a 3.5 millimeter stereo, you can control everything right on one device, which is super, super cool. Let's see, Erwan says, I think the demos are selling me on this. Hey, good. That is my express goal here, is to get people to think these are cool if they think they're cool. I don't want to twist anyone's arm, but I think it's pretty cool. And maybe go pick one up for a nice discount today. All right, let's see. Rich Sad, happy birthday, by the way, Rich. Rich Sad says, when they were a teenager, I built linear amp from a library book. Gotta visit by the Black fans. Uh-oh, that was probably a little too powerful, huh? All right, well, I think that's going to do it, yeah? So let's, let me just remind you, if you want to go check this out, head on over to this website right here. It's adafruit.com/product/1958. You can pick up the FM transmitter with RBDS for $9.98, half price, just during this show. So that'll go away right after the show. So if you want to get some, go and get them now. And I think that's going to do it, right? So let me go ahead and prep this to put it on the wall. I've got one here. By the way, this comes with some header pins you can solder in to put on a breadboard or onto a little proto area, if you have, say, a feather that has a little proto area, or onto a perma-proto. And then you've also got this nice long piece of wire to use as your antenna. I've got this one all stranded out here, hung. So that's the product pick of the week. It is the FM transmitter Breakout. Where does it go? What's the next peg? I think it's that one right there. There we go. All right, thanks everyone for stopping by for Adafruit Industries. I'm John Park. This has been JP's Product Pick of the Week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.